Hello and welcome to the video today. Today we're going to look at what makes the internal workings of all the different files composing the chat example that we did on our last session. So I'm on index.php in the left hand side in my editor, which is Notepad++. And on the right side I'm looking at the page of chat.introducingphp.com, and I'm going to put in my nickname. I'm going to select the color, and then when I click login, I want to look at what this is going to be doing when I click it. So I have chat room example over here, and we have a form. And the action on the form is login.php, and the method is post. So if I look at login.php, you will see that it takes two post variables. One is called username, the other is called color, and it passes them into session variables. And then it says reopen index.php, at which point username is now a session variable, so therefore it does not do any of the beginning part of this program. It jumps down to the else and executes all this program right here. So I'm going to click login, and now I'm in my chat room example. And so you see that it says we're using a script source, two of them. One is jquery.min.js. This is a library of JavaScript utilities that was written by Google quite some time ago and is still quite used throughout the internet. And the JS main is the one we're going to look at, because that's the one that we're writing our code in, or the person who wrote this example was writing their code in, I should say. Okay, but if you look here, we have this form also being displayed, and this form is called, this area here is called View Ajax, and then we have a div ID called Ajax Form, and then there's an input type which is chat input, where you can type in, this is what's down here, and I can type in hello, I am here. And when I click on send, the send button is called btn send. So the things being included in here is jQuery, which is a bunch of stuff that we're probably not going to understand, and main.js, which we should be able to understand. And here is the source of main. And on main we have a document ready function, which means when the document is ready, attach to this button down here, button send, to tell it to do send chat text, and then to change chat input back to blank. So when I click on here, you will see that it becomes blank, and then a moment later, up above appears admin, hello, I am here. And now if I scroll down here to say send chat text, we find it down here, and it says variable chat input equals chat input value. So that was the text that I typed in that field. And then it says Ajax, which is a command within the jQuery library, and it says we're going to get this information, and the URL we're getting it from is submit.php, and then chat text equals, and it encodes what I typed in there. So now we're looking for submit. So I have to open that. So this says to use the procedure inside of chat class called set chat lines, and place the chat text and the session username and the session color into that chat line. And that is the chat class, which is over here. So that's set chat lines. And what it does is it takes data that is input into this form along with the session variables and passes that into a MySQL statement which says set the names, insert into chat the username, the color, and the chat text, and the values that were passed in. So it does all this and adds that to the database, and then it says execute, close, close, and all this is being done on clicking that button behind the scenes, calling another PHP program in the background while this form stays on your screen continuously. So every time I type something here, and click send, it does all this without reloading the page that we're looking at. And all this is done from within the JavaScripts and the PHP on the server that the JavaScript is then telling. So when I hit the send button, it tells the server to run this code inside this function, this class, and displays it on the screen right above me by using our main.js, this get chat lines, which says get, and this opens up refresh. I don't think I have that open either. So here's the refresh code, and that requires the chat class again, and then it calls chat class get rest of the chat lines, and then print. So this gets printed up above in here, and that would take care of the coloring and everything else. It shows the time, who sent it in the color that they chose, and then what they said in black text on the white background. So if you have any questions about anything, any comments about anything, any suggestions for things you would like to see me do in the future, leave them in the comments section below the video, and I'll be happy to respond and try to take care of everything that you have questions or concerns about. So thank you for watching, and have a great weekend.